Story comes to us from usatodaynews.com. This is one for all of you bathroom lawyers, all of you social media attorneys. Here's what for you guys to argue over. Now, it's out of San Diego, so we'll do it live. We'll do it live. The California Cut Crew's doing it live. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, police and prosecutors bugged a holding area of a Southern California courtroom to secretly record two people who were accused of murder in a move that defense lawyers say violated their rights. Remember, secretly recording. The office of San Diego County District Attorney Summer Stephen said the planning of listening devices in the Vista courtroom in 2019 was legal, but it shouldn't have occurred, and the office is working on a policy banning staff from taking part in future eavesdropping inside courtrooms. Spokesman Steve Walker told the San Diego Tribune. Now, it doesn't really say that they went and got a court order to, a bug, or how the FBI does it. They go get like a subpoena or a court order. They're able to plant listening devices. They just, I guess, walked in there and put the devices, we're going to listen to what they say. So, in an email, though, Steve Walker said it poses a greater risk that privileged attorney-client communications could be inadvertently intercepted. The case involved Marjorie Gawitt, who was killed in March 2019 during a burglary at her Carlsbad home. She had been stabbed or slashed 142 times.
Yeah, good evening. Both the victims' loved ones and the defendants who pleaded not guilty today were in tears after hearing about the last moments that led up to Marge Gawitt's life.
She was stabbed upwards of 50 times in her face, her neck, and her back.
It was the news Marge Gawitt's loved ones were not ready to hear. They knew she was taken from them, but the sheer violence of the crime was unthinkable.
And they were devastated by the loss.
A couple living in a nearby homeless encampment, Melissa James and Ian Bushy, were charged with the killing. Defense lawyers, what a name for a homeless guy, Bushy. Defense lawyers for James said that a prosecutor and Carlsbad police planted 4 electronic listening devices in the holding area of the empty courtroom an hour before the pair were to make their first court appearance and before they had spoken to their lawyer, according to the Union Tribune. So the two then placed in the area, they were then placed in the area and their conversation recorded as authorities listened from a nearby room. Their conversation was recorded for about 30 minutes, but ended when a deputy public offender for James showed up to speak with her before her arraignment. The conversation didn't turn up incriminating evidence, and it appeared both defendants suspected they were being heard. They were like, someone's listening to us. I feel it. My spider senses is tingling.
It was the first time they saw the duo accused of killing the 63-year-old while she slept in her Carlsbad home Monday. 26-year-old Melissa James sat tearfully with a bandage on her thumb. Her partner in crime, 37-year-old Ian Bushy, in the defendant's box. He, too, looking down, avoiding eye contact with the victim's loved ones.
Now, James pleaded guilty on November 19th under a deal that will send her to prison for life without a chance of parole, instead of facing the death penalty. Bushy is awaiting trial, and his attorneys contend that James acted alone. It goes down. I'm going to put a link to it in the description box below, but I just wanted to get to what the judge says, or the prosecutors. Here we go. So, prosecutors argue that the recordings were legal because the holding area is technically considered a detention facility. Under control of the sheriff, despite the area being inside a court rather than in a jail. So, I don't know, that holding room is a detention facility in a court instead of in a jail. Which means in a detention facility, they can listen to you. You have no rights, so to speak. I don't know. This is a tough one. I don't know what you guys think. Was it a violation of their rights? The prosecutors contend, no, it's a holding area, detention facility. Don't need permission. Not that I care about these murderers. I hope they get life in prison.
They're both charged with murder. They both have a special circumstance allegation for the murder being done in the commission of a residential burglary. There is an additional charge that pertains only to Miss James for torture.
Prosecutors didn't give details on this new torture charge, but they did expand on the two transients' criminal history. Both are on probation from San Bernardino after being arrested for residential burglary last April, one of the many reasons for no bail.
So based upon their criminal history and their lack of ties, we do believe they're a flight risk. We also believe they're a danger to the community.
Currently, there is no bail set.
You say, well, I don't care about those people. What about other people that they've done this to? What about innocent people that have been railroaded because of stuff like this?